Okay, it says I'm live. Hi, my name is Amanda. If you're just finding my channel, I'm going to be alone for a little bit, but I don't think I'm live. Hi, my name is Amanda. If you're just finding my sorry, I realize that I do that all the time. So sorry, I have it fixed now. Now, if you're just finding my channel, we're going to be doing some reading sprints. I also need to do some catching up on my reading journal. I have not even set up for May or decided what I'm going to do. First of all, I have my microphone over here on this side of me. You can't really see it, of course, but I also have a fan on this side of me because I am in Texas and it is still over 90 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So if you can hear the fan and it's super distracting and you can't hear anything else, let me know and I will turn the fan off until we're sprinting. But if I can leave it on, I would really like to leave it on because it's very hot. So, what else do I have to talk about before we get going? Oh, so if you've watched my channel, you know that I usually print off my book covers. And this is the size that I print them as. This is the bone chips. It's important because I'm going to be talking about this book. So I finished this book in the month of May. So I want to put it in my journal. Now, when we start the sprinting, I'm going to turn the camera down so you can watch my journal instead of like the top of my head as I bend down to work in my journal. But for now, you're just going to have to look at me. So this is the size that I usually print the books as. But now what I'm going to be doing is splitting my journal. And on the top half of the page, it's going to be one book, like about that book. And then the second half is going to be about the next book. So I can get 2 books on each page. So I thought, well, they don't have to be this tiny. I can make them bigger. So I didn't measure anything. I just made them a little bit bigger. I thought it was a little bit bigger. And then I printed them. And it's a lot bigger. So we're going to see what it looks like with these giant ones on there and how that's going to go. I told you that I might not be alone the whole time, and Ashley will be joining me and potentially Stacy. I'm not sure who else, but if you are on the 24-hour High Ladies Council, whatever, where we read the 24-hour books, and you're on that Discord, the link is over there if you would like to come join. Okay, Ashley, here you come. Are you ready?
It took me a moment. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, wait, because I'm almost finished with this. I was like, I have to go get my reading journal. Like, oh, hold on.
Nice. Well, I was just talking about how I usually have this tiny printout of my book covers, and I decided to go a little bit bigger, and now they're huge, and I'm not even sure if it's going to fit in my journal page. So,
okay, I think you're the one that I actually got that from because I started to do that because I thought that was so stinking cool. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what the size yours is? Because
that's what it was at the beginning, I think. So this is the one from last year, and this is just like a bunch of them together. And so this year, though, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting 2 on a page. So like the top half will be about one book, and then the bottom half will be about another book.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted it to be a little bit bigger, but then I didn't measure anything. I just kind of made it bigger, and then so we'll see.
Same.
So we'll just see what happens. I used the first 4 months of this year. I was using this reading journal, and I did the same thing. I still printed them out and just put them down there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it only does 100 books, and so I'm done. I feel good, and I had to come up with something else to do. So that's why I'm just doing this for May. I haven't done it yet. It's all brand new, and so anyway.
You want to see my... That's for March, but I'm going to turn into May.
Nice. Okay, good. And, let's see. Brandy is joining us.
Brandy.
What is that? Cushiel's Chosen? I have no idea what that is. Oh, she said hi, Ashley.
Hi.
And also, she's not here because Steve took his camera. Okay.
I forgot StokerCon is like
Happening right now.
Yeah.
I know. I messaged Steve one day last week and I was like, I hope you have fun and you get to meet Daniel. And he was like, I'm kind of nervous about meeting Daniel.
In real life.
Right. Oh, and we have Nicole. Hi. I am not drinking wine, by the way. I say all the time that I'm allergic to alcohol, but I saw this wine glass up there and I was like, I'm putting my juice in this wine glass tonight. So that's what I'm having.
It looks yummy. What kind of juice is it?
It's like cran grape or cran apple. I don't know, some kind of cranberry mixture. So I am working on magazine production today. I think Nicole does a quilting thread something magazine.
Oh, I didn't know.
I know that it has to do with crafting, and I know she quilts. So that is what I know about that, but we'll see. And it's the second book after, I still don't know how to say that name. Kushiels?
Kushiels.
Dart. Okay. Have you read the Throne of Glass books? This is random.
Have I, or has Brandy?
No,
oh, yes, all except for the last one.
Okay, well, I read the first book last year during a readathon thing, so I just went through it like as fast as possible. So like I know what happens if you're like, hey, what happened in this book? Like I can give you the overview, but I don't know like really what happened. And I really want to do this thing where I recap the book for you. So like if you're getting ready to read book 2 and you don't want to go back and reread book 1, I want to put out a series that's like, here's what happened in book 1, getting ready for book 2. So anyway, that's the series I chose to do first. So I'm going to read them and then like detail each of them so that somebody, that's getting ready for the next one can read it. So I've kind of been
really smart
reading that today, but that's not what I'm going to read tonight. What are you going to read tonight?
I'm going to finish up.
Yeah, what is that tiny thing?
It's Below by Laurel Hightower.
Oh, I've got another of her books, but it's not that one.
Is it Crossroads?
Yes, it is.
See, I haven't read that one.
I haven't started, but I've got it.
This one's really cool. I watched the Mothman Prophecies with my dad, and this is it's based off of Mothman Prophecies, and it's just, I have no words.
Okay, here we go. A cross stitch and needlework magazine. It's called Down the Rabbit Hole. That's cute.
It's super cute.
And Brandy hasn't read Throne of Glass. It is on her list. And she loves Crossroads. So she's read it, but we haven't read it yet. After Laurel was on that live with us and I talked to her, I was like, oh, I need to be reading her books. So I went and got that one. So I am reading, I don't know what it's called. It's called Sandry's Book. So it's like Sandy with an R. Sandry's Book. It is the first book in a Tamara Pierce series. I think it's 4 books. It might say it on here somewhere, but I don't know. Anyway, Quartet. The Circle of Magic Quartet. It was written in the 90s, but it's just about 4 kids that don't realize that they have magic, but they end up at this magic school. And so it's Tamara Pierce. I like her books. They're the good feeling fantasy books. Like you're not going to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it sounded really familiar. I'm like, why do I know that name? She did like a couple of books based off of Peter Pan, maybe, or like.
I don't know. Maybe.
Ooh.
I'm reading through her books. So I read all of her books that are set in the Tortall world that she has. She did Alana, where she pretends to be a boy to get to go to night school and train as a knight. And then she has to tell everybody she's actually a girl. So, and then this is the other world that she created, another world that she created called The Circle Universe, and she's got a lot of books in it too. And so this is the first quartet, which I think is just about all 4 of these kids at this school, because each book is called so and so's book, like literally Sandry's book, then Triss's book. And so anyway, so we're meeting the characters right now, but I'm almost finished with that. I'm hoping if we do enough sprinting tonight, I can finish it while I'm coloring my page and drawing on it. So that is going to be the plan anyway. And it is exactly 7:10. So I think we should go ahead and do a 20-minute sprint just to kick us off and get going.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we're going to sprint until 30, wherever you are.
All righty.
Okay, time is up. Did you finish your book?
I did. It was
Yay.
disturbing, great, terrifying.
Okay, tell me again. That one's called Below.
Yep, by Laurel Hightower.
Right. Okay, I'm going to add that. Maybe I'll read that first before Crossroads. I don't know. So, did you start on your journal after you finished reading?
I just got it out and then I dropped all of my stuff on the floor. So
Well,
That's-
I have a container that looks like this, but it has markers in it, and I grabbed it because I thought this was it, and this has whiteout things in it, which I already have here. So I'm like, where are my markers? So I'm going to blame it on my child because he sometimes takes the markers, but I have plenty of other markers. I just don't have the ones that I thought I was going to be using. So
yeah. I was looking out what I got now. It's like a few select Tombow markers and like, well,
I know. And I have this old washi tape, like so old that it's not even really sticky anymore. And I was trying to use it. And I was like, oh, that's not going to work, I don't think. So I'm going to leave it on here and we'll just see if it works or not. But I was thinking about doing stats like for the month, but other than like, I don't know, I already do stats on my online tracker thing. So I'm still going to do something. I just don't know what kind of stats.
You could copy and paste it, couldn't you? Like, could you print it off from your online thing?
I could totally do that. That may be what I do. I only have room for probably one stat block on this page, but the one that I like the most anyway is the one that shows all the genres because it's so colorful, and also the one that shows all the authors because that one is colorful too because I read from a ton of different authors. So
yeah,
I'll print out one of those and I'll put it down there. I don't know. I can't draw anything. I don't know how to draw. So I just go watch videos that have like how to doodle. And that's just circles to draw the flowers. And I figured that's going to be good enough for May. And then I think on each of the pages, I'm just going to have little flowers around the numbers. And that'll kind of bring in the whole quote unquote theme. I've never done this before, so we're just figuring it out as I go.
Yeah. See, I cheated. I used my Cricut to draw pictures for me.
That's genius though. What do you put like in your review? I mean, in the thing about the book, what do you put in there in your journal thing?
Just like mostly just notes and things that really stood out to me.
Okay. That's what I was thinking because I was like, maybe I put like my favorite line or I don't know because or just in general what I thought about it. Like I have my review already online, so I don't really want to write my review other than maybe I'll just write a short little, here's what I thought about it. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I have like, these are my stars, likes, dislikes, and then thoughts. And I use this kind of like to do my reviews, to film them. So that way I don't have to do like a separate piece of paper, but I keep it really short. I don't spend a whole lot of time on it.
Right. Well, that's what I'm going to have to do because I printed out these pictures so big that they take up most of the space.
Hey, you can make a little flap thing like those.
Oh, I totally can. Maybe I'll put the info back there, like author, publication date, and that kind of stuff. Because I like knowing when they were published. I like that. I think that's cool. So you're right. That's a good idea. And I have plenty of extra paper left to do that. That's for sure what I'm going to do.
It's not Dutch drawers, but that's kind of like what I'm envisioning.
Right.
A little, I don't know.
Right. I'm just going to take some of this extra paper that I have that I just cut this off of and just cut a sliver of it and tape it together. And then if I tape that to the thing, I should be able to lift the cover of the book up. I don't know. There's probably a cuter way to do it, but that's all I need to do. So
it's just however works.
I know, right? I'm trying to get them in order of the ones that I read. Okay. I've finished 4 books and they have not been great. I just want to say. I also want to say that it is the 9th day of the month and I have only finished 4 books. Like, this is progress for me. So much progress. So, I'm about to finish book 5 tonight, but still.
I finished the Book of Cold Cases May 5th.
And what did you think about it?
It was okay. Like, I don't know why it just didn't really blow me out of the water, but I liked it. And I liked the paranormal aspect, but it took me so long to read it. And I'm like, this isn't that long of a book. Like, it's an average book. Like, it's an average page book. But see, so the one before that was Fortuna Sworn, and then I just finished Below. So I'm like really behind.
Well, I didn't finish Fortuna Sworn. I just DNF'd it. I was like, I'm not doing this to myself. And maybe if I was reading the way I'm reading now, where I'm not putting as much pressure on myself, I can give myself time to finish it. But last month I was just like, I've got to finish these books. And I liked the cold cases, but also I wanted more of the information about her website. And like, even at the end, when we found out about, this is not giving away spoilers, but the whole podcast thing, like, I just wish there would have been more into that and not, I don't know. It was okay for me too. I think I gave it 3 stars.
Because it honestly, not unless it's going to be turned into a series, which I don't know if you've heard anything. I haven't, but it didn't really read to me like a Book of Cold Cases, because it was really just like one main case that she focused on, and then like a little, like her own little thing that she kind of like was working through. So I don't know.
I know the part of me was like, this writer doesn't seem to me like she's from a small town. Like, there's no way that she lives her whole life as girl A and nobody knows who that is. Like, in my small town, like 3,000 people live in my hometown. Everybody for sure would have been like, hey, y'all know who that girl was. Like, there's no way. There's no way that she lives to be an adult and people don't know who she is. Like, but I don't know. I kept expecting something to happen, and what I was expecting to happen didn't happen. Like, there were twists in there, but definitely not what I thought there would be.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was going to be the paranormal aspect, because I strictly thought like it was just going to stick to that one road. I don't know. Yeah, like I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
I did the same thing. I was like, where are we going with this? And then I'm like, oh, wow, that's completely where I did not expect. I liked it, though. Like, I liked that turn and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway. So are you just going to keep doing your journal, or are you going to listen to something while you're doing it?
I think I want to listen to something, but I'm going to go ahead and make a spot for where I can write down my stuff for Below.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think I'm going to kind of just like go from there. And then I've had like 3 books that I've been in between, like that I've been reading throughout the last month or so. So I actually have another book on my phone that I need to finish.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm like slowly making my way through this book. This is my first Lisa Jewell book. And it's better than I thought it would be, but it is so confusing to me. I'm like, why are we doing this? And what is happening? So, the part of me that loves to come up with conspiracies about everything, I have no idea what's happening. Like, when the big reveal happens, I feel like I'm going to be so shocked because I can't even guess what's happening in that book. And then I'm reading, like I said, I'm reading through the Throne of Glass, but I'm taking like more detailed notes reading it. And so I'm still reading one on my Kindle too that I read 2 chapters of it today, and I was like, I should probably read more of this book. Like, I enjoy it, but it feels like I have all of these books and I need to just do a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I should probably just pick one and finish it. And then
I think that's what I need to do. I think that's where I got caught up at, was trying to juggle so many books at once. Even though they're the different genres, like I was still like, wait, this happened in this book and this happened, so I'm like, oh, okay, let's dial it back a little bit.
right. Well, and mine are different genres too. So the one on the Kindle is a horror, and then I've got Throne of Glass, which I know what happens in that. So I'm not getting that confused with the other stuff. But I am reading this Tamara Pierce book, and I rolled the dice the other night, and the book that came up was a Neil Gaiman, which I've never read any of his before. And I was like, I'm going to finish the Tamara Pierce book first, and then I'll start his, because I don't want to get confused. Like, I don't think I will, but they're both fantasy. So I'm like, let me just finish this one, and then I'll move on to his. So I'm really excited to finish this so I can start the Neil Gaiman that I've never read before. Also, if anybody saw my video the other day where I didn't know how to say his name, my children told me that it was Gaiman, and I was like, are y'all serious? So I actually I got a comment today from Amy, and she said, I Googled it and I think it's Gaiman. I think you're right. And so then I went and pulled it up and looked, and there's actually a video that says Neil Gaiman on how to say Neil Gaiman. So it's a video of him telling how to pronounce his name, and it is Gaiman. So there we go. We have it.
Which book is it of his?
It's Neverwhere. It's like, I don't know.
Okay. Between that one and the Tamara Pierce one?
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I've never read any of her books, but it's good. I mean, that I liked it.
Well, I mean, I'm excited about it. It says it's selected as one of NPR's top 100 sci-fi and fantasy books of all times. So it's been on my list for a while, and I rolled the dice, and it said to pick the 6th book on my TBR, that was originally put on there. And that's what it was. And I was like, yay, okay, so I'm going to read it. So I'm ready to finish this Pierce book. Not that it's bad. I'm just ready to finish it so I can start this one, because I'm excited about it. My library had it ready to go. So I was like, yes, thank you.
I think he did a book on Norse mythology as well.
Yeah, he did. And I've got another one of his on my list, American Gods or something.
There's also
did it with Terry Pratchett, I think.
Yes. It is that one. Okay, so I've read that one, and then I read Norse mythology, but American Gods I read in a graphic novel form. Oh my goodness. It's amazing.
Well, I'm excited just to be reading one of his, because I've never read it before. Okay. What do you want to do? You want to do like 45 minutes? Is that too long?
No, I think that'll be just right. I think that should give us enough time. To be honest, now I'm thinking about, should I just go ahead and like get my stuff ready for below? Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. And then if I finish, then I'll start reading on my other book that I have yet to finish.
Okay. Well, I should be able to finish Sandry's book during this and maybe start Neverwhere. We'll see how much concentration I need for Neverwhere while I'm trying to write things. So it might end up just being writing, but we'll see. Okay. So we're going to come back at 30. So 45 minutes. Okay. Let's go. Okay, we are back. I am all done, I think, at least with getting all my spreads done. I haven't written anything down yet.
Oh, that looks good.
I like it. It doesn't leave me with very much room. I mean, I did do what we talked about with the little flip things, but now it's even hard to like flip the page without them falling over or something. So I don't know what I'm going to end up doing, but I like it so far. And now I'm going to have to do number 5 because I just finished. I just finished the other book that I was doing.
I'm at 68% on my Kindle book, and I did a little bit of work. Thank you. So, here, Mama. What I've gotten done so far is like I've gotten stuff kind of set up for how I want to do my review, but then I also finally finished this, and I just kept it minimum because I ain't doing all that hard work. But I colored it in and made it all pretty.
Nice.
But now I just have to gather my thoughts for this darn review.
Right. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I've got to go do all of my call pile stats that I use online for all of these books. I haven't put any of them in because I wasn't home when I finished them this last week. So, I'm still down there. Okay. Sorry. But I just finished the 5th book, so I need to put that in there. But my people are going to be home anytime now. So I don't think I'm going to do any more sprinting.
Yeah, I need a break.
Yeah, well, and it was nice to sprint. I'm really glad that I didn't have to be alone tonight because this is the first Monday night that I was completely alone because my son moved out and he usually hangs out with me on Monday nights.
Oh, no.
And so he's gone. And when everybody left or whenever they were getting ready to leave, or I was thinking about it this afternoon, I was like, I'm going to be home alone. And then I was like, hey, why don't I do some reading sprints? So
heck yeah.
It's been nice to not be alone, to be alone with other people. But I did already get a text from my son he's living with my parents until college starts in the fall. So he just it didn't make sense for him to move with us to Alabama and then move from Alabama to college when he could just move up there and be right next to the college and then go to school. So he already moved out this last week. And so I know today my younger son went grocery shopping and bought a drink for his brother because he always gets him a drink. And he didn't even think about it until I saw it. And I was like, did you get him a drink? And he was like, oh, yeah. So we're all still getting used to it, but it was nice. And I'm sorry that you just got here and we're not going to be sprinting anymore, but we had fun. And I think I'm going to do this at least for the next 2 Mondays. So if anybody wants to join or hop in, just because they're still going to be gone for the next 2 Mondays before they start packing our house up. And so I think I'm going to do it for the next 2 Mondays, and it'll be around the same time because they leave here about that time. And then this is when they get home. So.
Well, that works out perfectly.
Yeah. I did start Neverwhere, but I'm still on chapter 1. So I didn't do much of it, but.
Do you have the physical copy?
I don't. And this copy is, this audio book is read by Neil Gaiman.
Okay, that's gonna be good though. Just saying. You picked a good one.
I could get it on Kindle through my library. So if it starts to get confusing or if there's something I feel like I'm missing, then I'll get it so I can read it on there as well. So
I think I read it on Kindle. I don't remember it being too difficult, but it is a really good book. I hope you like it.
Yeah, I mean, so far right now, this dude has had a going away party and moved to London, and some weird old lady told him to watch out for doors. And that's like,
Watch out for the doors, laddie.
that's been it so far. So I am going to just pick up my junk that I made here, my mess, and then I'm going to go relax in my recliner and read probably while my people watch something on TV. I don't know. But
Same. My husband already fell asleep, so now it's just my daughter and I.
nice. Well, they all come in and they play video games or they watch weird things on YouTube, and I just sit in there and read while they're in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm gonna post again in the same Discord about it next week. So
Okay.
anybody can come join us, read with us.
Sounds
Thanks
like a plan,
for
Stan.
coming, everybody that watched, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.